plastic off of this. Not spend a million years trying to do that, though. There we go. I think I was able to finally get it off. Heck yeah. Wonder if it comes on a sprue. I bet it does. Woohoo! All right, we're back. We're back, baby. Having a good time. Having a good time. We'll wait for some people to get in. I don't want to open this up yet. I'm gonna wait for some more people to get in here. Let me grab my water really quick. We're not probably gonna get a big audience Tuesday, but that's to be expected. It's a Tuesday. Hit up my stuff in hell. Woohoo! Okay, let's see. Let me grab a cord so I can plug it in my phone. So we're not having to deal with dead phones while I'm doing this. If I can get it in there, please. There we go. There we go. Cool. Cool. Oh, all right. So while we're here, I guess we'll just bust this guy open. I'm excited for this. So I don't think we have anybody in yet. I would be surprised if we didn't. But I was able to go the other day. Well, hi everyone. Sorry you haven't heard from me in about 17 days. I'm so sorry. I've been preoccupied kind of doing some other stuff, some working behind the scenes, doing all that other really good stuff. We've been very busy. My missus and I have been very busy trying to get content out to you guys, but also working our butts off to the core, trying to get you guys more of that wonderful content that you guys so love. And it's been just a kind of a rough day of it. Mainly not as like a bad thing, but mainly because we just haven't had a chance to do stuff. I've been, kind of taking odd jobs between here and there to, finance the whole hobby space stuff. And it's been one of those things. I'm sorry, I just got a text message. And so that's kind of why I've been kind of working. Unfortunately, this channel does not make money yet. Hopefully, maybe, if we're lucky. I'm hoping eventually we'll get lucky enough to the point where it'll make money. But unfortunately, it is not making cash now. So I have to kind of go out and find some work to do and be a part of that whole 9 yards. And that's why we haven't been uploading content. That does not mean I'm stopping content. That does not mean I'm not making content anymore. It just means that I'm having to wait. We're having to do a little bit of do a little bit of patience to get that involved. But we're going to try to get this stuff done here. What we're going to do today is I have this Army Painter box that I just got. I picked it up from the thing. I'm not sponsored. I'm letting you know now. God, I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm going to try out this stuff today. I have never used a brush-on primer before, so that's brand new to me, and we'll probably test it out on this guy. Maybe make him like a cool-ass looking paladin. I'm excited to paint this dude. And I'm excited to paint these guys. And then after we're done with that, I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to paint a handful of these guys. We're going to do a Dead Space scheme as their base kind of establishes there. And we aren't going to use these paints. Instead, we have these that I think are pretty Isaac Clarke-y / Dead Space. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. And throughout the entire course of the time, ooh, this is a real nice box. Throughout the course of the time, oh, look, oh my gosh, it comes with stickers, guys. That's so cool. If you like the content, let me know. I might put these on my water bottle. I have a water bottle that I have stickers with. Or actually, you know what I might do? I might put them on my mask because I have that. I need to, put them on my mask. Oh, and there's like a painting guide. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of colors. Wow, this is cool. Okay, sweet. And this must be like the standard painting guide and everything else. Oh wow, he actually comes like fully assembled and ready. I like stuck my hands in here. That's a plastic layer. Guys, I'm kind of dumb. All right. Oh, man. This is a good looking gold. I'm excited for the gold. I'm excited for the... I have a handful of these colors. Not necessarily all... Ooh. It's a thick ass brush on primer. Okay. I've never used their brushes either, so I don't know how good they are. I'll definitely try it out while painting this... excuse me, this mini. Let's see here. What did they use it with? Resin? It looks like a standard... Yeah, it looks like a standard resin mini. Cool. We'll definitely be giving it a try out here. So, let's try it out. All right, let me flick this guy over. Let me do this. Okay. I know I'm probably live streaming right now in the middle of the day. Nobody's here watching. Hey, listen, it happens. But I'm glad that there are people here, though. It makes me happy. Why is this not sticking? Honestly, these Puppet Wars minis do not like to play together, and it's very depressing to see. Why are you not sticking together? Here, let me quickly do this. Redmaker stuff went together just fine. I don't know why you're giving me trouble, Roseth. We'll figure it out. All right. Let's get to it. All right, first and foremost, so let me grab my wet palette here. Behold the wet palette. As you can see, we used it already for some of the colors that we had already on here. I'm gonna try this brush on primer. I'm excited to try this stuff out. I really am excited to try this stuff out. I'm also excited to get these guys Dead Spacified. Dr. M and I, while we've been kind of busy, we've taken our times to do our kind of our date days that we do and play Kill Team. She's been really enjoying the Mandrakes. I have painted and kind of finished up my Tempestus Aquilons, but I've been kind of like not really enjoying them. So I've kind of wanted to take a few steps back and maybe find another little Imperium army that I can enjoy. Oh my gosh, it's like viscous. Ew. It's like cement. Cool. All right. All right, let me quickly do this. My day is going well, Amanda. How is yours? I hope your day is going well. I appreciate you for commenting. Happy Tuesday. My day is going great. I'm excited to be here. After taking a bit of a break, it is what it is. Ooh, this stuff goes on really well. I'm kind of shocked. Let me make sure I'm getting this stuff in here. This is my first time using the Army Painter stuff, like the brush on primer. I hope it does well. And it should, right? It's kind of the design of it, right? Making a model look gray. Look how gray that guy is, man. All right, let's see here. Man, oh man, it has been a fun few weeks, though. It's been really interesting. The stuff, you know, between gaming news and all the other stuff. Battlefield 6. Has anybody played the demo? I played a little bit of it. What are you trying to even make? I'm not necessarily trying anything. I'm just painting right now. We'll be kind of painting this guy. I'm going to try out some of these paints. And then once I'm done, what I'm going to try, actually, is probably... I'll probably paint my dudes that I have on the side here as like a Kill Team color thing. I always play that game. Battlefield? It's a good game. I'm excited. I played the beta a little bit, got my butt kicked pretty handedly, and kind of bummed me out. I am not incredible at the games. I have not been... Last real Battlefield game that I like really sat down and like played was 4, and that came out, I mean, I feel like almost a decade ago. I'm pretty sure it came out, no, it didn't come out in 15, it came out in like 12 or whatever. Point stance, came out a million years ago, and I have not played it since. So like definitely had a good time playing it. It was a good beta. That was fun. I had my time playing it. I think I'm definitely not as familiar with the Battlefield games as I used to be, and it kind of bums me out. But I had fun. I had fun playing support and running around and being a support hero. That's kind of been my main thing anyways now. I used to be so big on wanting to be Assault and the DPS provider, but now as I have gotten older and more ancient, and my hands have gotten less and less good at doing what they need to do, I found myself kind of playing more medics than anything else. But this is that was a really nice like brush on. I'm kind of shocked how well the brush on went on there. Let me quickly do this. Sorry guys, I have a bunch of stuff on my desk. I gotta move around here. All right, we'll keep these paints in the scene though. The brush on primer went on pretty gosh darn well. I've never used a brush on primer, That is absurdly well. It went on absurdly well. I've never used a brush on primer before. That's really cool. But we'll be having a good time kind of messing around with the paints here in a bit. I'm excited for these guys. I really am. I have been looking at getting like a bigger box of these paints, but I feel like the price that I was looking at, I was like, oh, it's kind of expensive, and I don't want to get something that I'm not like absolutely sold on. So hopefully today is the day that I get sold on how nice these paints are. That's like my job, is to not necessarily sell other people, but sell myself. Like, do I think these paints are worth the buy? No, yes, maybe so. What would they like? What would be better if they were different? That kind of whole shebang is what I'm gonna try to do. All right, but I'm gonna move my stuff over so you're not seeing everything block up the paint scheme. All right, alrighty. So while we're waiting for that to dry, why don't we go ahead and move on over to one of our Isaac Clarke Marines. You know what? I'm not gonna paint him because I think he's a cinematic piece, but we'll go ahead and we'll paint this guy. We're going to do a scheme that I've been very big on wanting to do, which is a Dead Space scheme. If you've ever played those Dead Space games, you know the main character, Isaac Clarke, who's like an engineer going around this like horror-filled machine. He has like a black kind of undertone with like this nice brassy look and like a nice light of like green, kind of like this nice like lighter teal kind of color. So that's what we're going to try to attempt to paint today. Energy effects and everything else will probably be where the eyes are, but everything else will probably be the black-gray kind of combo that we're going to run with. And so how we decided to do this, I did get myself a speed paint. I'm a big fan of the speed paint stuff. Oh, hey, Oliver. Yes, I am painting figures. Hope you're doing well today. Happy Tuesday. I am painting figures. I'm going to try to do like a nice black undertone and then try to do like a copper armor. I do have the metallic. There is a black that does come with it, but I don't want to use it yet. Let me see if I can move that a little closer, though. All right. So, yeah. Dead Space scheme is where we're going to go, but I also feel like the black might be a little too dark. You know, go back with those PS3 graphics if you ever played the Dead Space games. Great games, by the way. Highly recommend them. They're really fun. The reason this kind of came to me was because I was playing the remake, and then on top of that, on top of playing the remake, I also started playing, or I think I saw it on the internet. There was some guy that did the Navy Breachers, which these guys are kind of the 3D proxies of, which these guys are made from resin. Water wash, standard resin, whole 9 yards. Really cool looking guy. I like this at least. The resin feels pretty good, but these guys are designed to kind of be like ship people. They're designed to like defend ships like out in combat, you know, like Starship Trooper style. Ooh, yeah. This would be an interesting kind of coloring phase here. This brush is really well maintained. Kind of surprised. Usually when you get brushes like from a painting thing, you don't ever get like good brushes. They're always bad, but this brush surprisingly holds up. Like, it doesn't feel cheap, which is nice. And of course we'll clean up the edges too while we're moving through. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. We're using the speed paints right now. We're using the matte black speed paint right now. And that's what we're kind of going around the edges here with. The armor will be a different color, but and we'll work on that soon. But right now we're just wanting to really get all those little Under Armour pieces, not sponsored of course by Under Armour, but all these little Under Armour pieces that we want to get, like the gloves and, you know, gloves, hands, the legs, you know, pants, shirts, basically like the little battle glove that they're wearing. That's what we're going to try to get here. And mainly because if we get them, it makes the model pop a little bit more, right? Like, look at that. Doesn't that look good? I think that looks good. Adds a nice little bit of detail to it. And of course, if we felt like, hey, that's not black enough, which it kind of isn't, what we could go back and do as well is we could go back with the black army painter that we just got as well, and we could probably go back over that with this and it would be just fine. But right now we're just doing the standard color of what we would want the weapons, armor, stuff to look like. That's why we're here with it. Okay, so now looks like we're, ooh, well, hold on now. We have a little bit of that sticking out. Let's go ahead and get that. Alrighty. Very nice. And we're gonna move up here. Make sure we're getting any of those little Under Armour pieces as well. Of course, I'm not going for perfection. I am not a professional painter, ladies and gentlemen. I probably should have said that disclaimer in the beginning. Mad Trust, not a professional painter. I just really like mini painting. So if you see me screw up some stuff and, you know, you're going to bully me for it, I mean, go for it. I will let you know now. If I don't read your comments, I'm hyper-focusing. And on top of that, I'm not paying attention to the hate. But, because guess what, guys? You say wow, you suck at painting, Lamau. Well, guess what? I know I'm bad at painting. Thank you very much. That's why I'm not a commission painter. And I don't think I ever will be one. I don't really want to be one. Who the heck wants to be a commission painter? Okay. But as I was saying, between like my fits of playing the Dead Space remake and the Battlefield 2 beta, or the Battlefield 6 beta, I don't know why I said Battlefield 2, the Battlefield 6 beta, I've been really wanting to kind of like have these new models that I've been like desperate to paint and kind of show off and, you know, in competitive stuff. And the missus and I are very big on Kill Team. And so that's kind of where I was like, man, I really just want to make like some really good looking Kill Team guys to play with. And I found these guys on My Mini Factory. I think they're doing a sale right now. And so you have like they have like a summer sale going on right now for any like resin files that anybody would want to get. And these guys I don't think they were on there, but I had a handful of stuff that I was looking at to begin with. And I was like, you know what? I like these guys enough where I think I'll probably, you know, paint them and play them. And them being, of course, like a stand-in for one of my favorite looking units in the game, I think was one of the things that I was really excited about. All right, here's the True Copper. Let's see how well it works. Ooh, it comes out real nice, Clark. I think that's like a bubble, though. Pretty sure that's a bubble, though. Let me wipe off the edges here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let me get just a little bit on the brush. Don't want too much, because then it loses out on the details. Okay, let's see here. Where do we start? Why don't we start with the shoulder pad? I was looking at that place anyways. Faked you guys out, I'm sorry. All right, that's a nice looking brass. Wow. This is a nice looking brass. Ooh, I'm kind of curious of what the pipe should be. I probably should make them like a nice... I might make them brass, but I'm not necessarily sure, you know? I'd like to make them brass at least. Okay, let me see if I can try to like smooth out the stuff here. These are really nice colors. They go together really well too. I'm kind of shocked on how well this goes. The design is very nice. Very like rustic knight kind of situation. But honestly, the way that these guys, like their aesthetic is so incredible. It's kind of not hard to sit there and be like, oh yeah, these guys look, you know, like they're 30K minis. Or the Horus Heresy, if you will. Man, these guys are so pretty. I might have to pick me up some more. I love these things. Shout out to Redmakers. If you're ever looking for the files or anything else, it is Redmaker Studio. They're making these guys. They're like really good looking models, excuse me, that I'm a really big fan of, and we'll definitely be painting more of these as we kind of move on. I also feel like it's like the copper itself is such a deep tone that you can enjoy the painting process with it, and you're not having to like fiddle too much with metallic paints, because in my experience metallic paints come across as like very gloopy and very kind of like runny. Either they're gloopy or they're runny, and this one has like the nice consistency where I'm not having to fool too much with it, and I'm able to apply like as much as I want on the brush, and you know, maybe wipe off a little bit extra, but it's not to the point of like where I think like the other brasses that I've used in the past, other metallic brasses, like become gloopy and kind of stuck on it. It does a good job of, you know, being a good paint, which is nice. Like at the end of the day, like if you're asking me what would you rather have, like a paint that goes on either too thin or too thick, I would take a too thick paint, because you could always just reduce how much you get on the brush. But man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, when you're able to like paint it, whoo lord, look at that. It turns into this incredible looking armor, you know? Like, and we're not even done, guys. Like, we'll get some work done and we'll work on it, but like, look how good that looks. I'm so excited. This will be such a good scheme. I've been very excited about the little kill team leagues that my wife, Dr. M, and I have been playing. And if you're new here, Dr. M is a very, you know, she's a frequent flyer on this channel. She'll be painting. She does a lot of painting as well, a lot of mini painting content as well, through shorts and all that other stuff. And we're really big hobbyists. We've kind of always been really big hobbyists. And we kind of got each other into the Warhammer universe, mainly through her excitement and my sheer will of wanting to try to comprehend it. All right. Oh man, look at that. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I love the rustic knight look. It really does like bring out a lot into the scene. Let's add a little bit more. Oh man, that's a nice looking paint. All right. There's a little bit of some stuff that we're gonna have to work on, but other than that, it's a good looking paint. Shout out to Red Makers for making these incredible guys. Oh, I'm excited. Here. I don't know if you guys can hear the music. I have music on the backgrounds when I do this stuff because I feel like if I have music, it gives me a chance to like talk. Because I've definitely, as a new content creator, I struggle so much with wanting to communicate with people. Not in a bad way, just more in the sense of like, you know, constantly maintaining the like, hey, I need to probably be talking to the crowd and stuff while I'm painting, because my little caveman mongoloid lizard brain will get lost trying to paint like a singular detail, and I won't talk for like 20 minutes, which causes some discomfort in the chat. So if I get quiet, you can tell I'm really concentrating. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm just really, really, really concentrating. Is that a part of the pad, I wonder? I guess it is. Okay, well, we'll fix that. We'll go back over it with the white here. We could stop. We'll take a bit of a break from the bronze and we'll move back to the black. As you can see, I missed some spots here and there on that leg. I'm gonna move back to those because I don't want to accidentally paint over the bronze or paint over that with where the blacks go with the bronze, because, you know, color coordination is very important to me. But yeah, after 2 coats of that black, though, it kind of does really well for itself. It really helps kind of bring the whole thing together. All right, let's see here. All right, and then he's got like a little bit of his armor that's showing right here. A little bit of his, like his butt right here, I think. Yeah. Oh, look at that. There's a little bit more right here. He is a good-looking dude. I love these models, man. Let me add just a smidge more black. Just a smidge more black. These details are going to come out just fine, I think. Nice. We'll set that guy down for now. We'll do this. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So we were able to work on our bronze here, right? Kind of get back to our black, which was nice as well. Now we're going to probably keep moving forward with that nice, like, bronze, I think is what we're going to go back to. Nice. Look at that bronze, guys. It goes on real nice. Okay. I like it. It's a nice looking bronze. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, dude. The bronze is so nice. Mainly because I think in a lot of ways these paints are just designed to be very, like, hobby friendly. Whereas sometimes some paints are just not hobby friendly at all. Yeah. Oh man, that like went perfectly on. That was cool. I did like a little thing with the paint and it like immediately kind of like seeped into the corners and stuff, and that was really cool. Like, I like it when paints do that. It's something about it to me that it's like, ooh, that's really cool. I'm glad the painters were able to do that. They sunk into the thing pretty well. All right, I think we'll try to... I don't know what we're going to do with the handles. I'm thinking, let's see, what's like an Isaac Clarke color? We could probably do the blue. Like the laser aspect. Well, we said we were going to do the energy blue. We can look at it later. I think we could probably find something to do. We don't want to paint the full gun bronze, though. Kind of ruins the point. But we will paint this one little part right here bronze. Nice. Man. Looking rad. I'm excited to get to the eyes because I do have some new brushes that I want to try out. Where's the kit? Oh, there it is. Whoops. And I'm hoping to really get into like making like the eyes and stuff really pop. That'll be my main objective. Once we're making the colors kind of stand. But other than that, yeah, it's looking pretty gosh darn good. All right, let's keep moving. And we're gonna have a good time painting and doing all this stuff. All right, let me see. It goes around. The gauntlet does go around here, around the edges there. So let me see if I can try to like. There we go. Paint around those gauntlets. Make them nice and kind of stick out a little bit, you know? Okay. All right, let me see here. And then we might have had a little spot where the black kind of got to sink in there. But that's okay. Where did that water come from? Drop of water came from somewhere. Probably from me, I bet. From the brushes, and I was not fully comprehensive of. Whoops. Happens. There I go, not talking again. Sorry, y'all. Brain damage. Alright, let's keep moving. Man, oh man, oh man, this looks good. Look at that bronze, dude. That bronze is such a good looking color. Just absolutely incredible looking color. I might do a brown. Ooh, do I have like a... Well, the problem is I don't want to blend, like, make it blend into the gloves. I have other colors. We'll let's work on the color that we have now, and then we'll move back. That's what we need to do. We need to establish... Let's start with a big idea. Let's start small, and then we can work our way up to it, right? You know, too much of a big idea can cause you to stress out and feel like you're not doing enough. But with a smaller idea, take a few deep breaths. So go, okay, well, I want to do this. Have that big idea kind of come to you. Oop, drop the model. Have the big idea kind of come to you and say, oh, okay, well, this is what I want to do. And then we start small. Let's start with the brass, right? Nice looking copper. Got to keep moving there. Make sure we're not losing out any of the detail on these big guys, because you don't want to lose detail on them, right? Very good looking dudes. Redmakers did everything in his power to make good looking files, right? You want to do right by the creator of the files just as much as you want to do right by your own painting. And as long as you do good enough, believe it or not, your painting will always be good. Right? It's a matter of just taking in perspective. Woohoo. Look at that. Okay, let's start with the chest. Man, I love the way this guy looks. He's got like this nice, like, golem-esque inspiration to him where it looks just good enough where you're not having to worry about it, but it's so comfortable. Like, it's such good colors, dude. And it's like only, I think, 2 or 3 colors. We're only using like 2 or 3 colors here, too. Ooh, yeah. Very nice. Oh no, look. You guys see that I got a little bit of the black on his leg? Yeah. I don't know, that kind of looks good. I don't know if I want to paint over it. We'll see. I bet we can't paint over it because it's black, though. It's fine. We'll move on. Alrighty. We're going to move... I guess that's also black right there, so we'll just start painting the metal and stuff that we'll have here. All the pipes and everything else. We'll make sure, like, his little battle pack gets painted. That nice bronze here. I don't think it's bronze, I think it's copper, but still. We really like the copper in this house. I mean, it looks really good. Oh man, I'm so excited for September to come. One of the things that I was thinking about doing is for September is maybe doing like a mini painting thing. I want to kind of take a break from some of the work that I want to do, but also low-key I want to afford a nice gaming PC that I could start doing gaming content again, because I really miss doing gaming content. Frankly, I really miss just doing gaming content. But one of the things that I need to do is, of course, buy a PC to do gaming content. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, you know, do you want to take the month off to like really get back into painting, or do you want to do something else? You know, it's one of those fun things that we're always having to fight here with. But that's also kind of the point of kind of being a content creator, you know, is like you pick your fights of what you want to do content wise. You want to make this, you want to make that. And the painting stuff does well for itself enough as it is. However, it do be a bit of a bummer when I have to take like big hiatuses, like I had to do in a few this last week, just because I had a lot of stuff going on. It does stink when you have to do a hiatus like that, though. We're not going to do the face plate yet because we still want to do like a nice detail stuff. So we're not going to do the face plate yet, but we'll do everything else there. So we'll do like this, we'll do this, and we'll make sure that that's really covered. And we're not going to do the eye either, because there's some detail that we got to get with the eye first. Ooh, man. This looks great. I'm so excited to have these guys. I'm excited to play Navy Breachers. I've been following their content. I've also been really looking at for Kill Team stuff too, now that I have like my access to printing. One of the things that I want to do is I really want to get back into, matter of fact, I want to get back into also doing, I gotta shake. Did I just damage the brush? Yeah, a little bit. Whoops. What I want to get back into doing is, you know, printing kill teams and, you know, playing kill teams with my friends and stuff. And also, one thing that I've been also really excited about as well, and one of the things that I've been kind of doing on my own journey is actually finding my printing journey and getting back into it, is actually finding other games to get into that isn't just Kill Team and Warhammer. I do think that those are big games themselves, but one of the things that I've been really excited about is Blood Bowl. Watched a handful of some content creators play it. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I think it's going to be a fun game to like learn how to play and stuff. So I think I'm going to try to find some like a Blood Bowl team to like print and build and stuff, and then maybe we might be able to get, I liked the idea of maybe trying to do like a battle report kind of style thing with Blood Bowl, and maybe making my own narrative story. I've been also kind of missing that too. Missing my own narrative aspects and not necessarily having all the time in the world to do a narrative storyline anymore. It's kind of bummed me out. Oh, I do miss it. Very nice. What should we do the belt? The belt should have, I mean, Isaac Clarke doesn't necessarily have a belt in the game. So we might just keep it brown. Let's keep it simple for now. Let's not go too crazy with it. This is a standard breaching guy, so it's just a standard warrior dude, so let's not go too hard in the paint, if you will. That's a good joke. I think that was pretty funny. I could be wrong, though. Laughing at my own jokes. What a tool. But yeah, let's see here. Flip around. Right here. Look at that. Boom. We were able to get like in that little crevice there. And there might be a little bit of black on that shotgun, but nobody's going to see that. So one of the things that I also want to bring up too is like, as you can see, I did get a little black on the shotgun there. I'm going to be honest with you, nobody's going to pay attention to that, ever. When you're ever playing a game of, like, when you're ever playing a game, Kill Team, Warhammer, whatever, these guys are 28 millimeters big. So these guys are super small. So, like, nobody is going to pay attention to your details if you either lose some of them or, you know, don't have any of that stuff. It's totally okay to not necessarily have everything detailed and, you know, kind of, you know, ground out, and it's totally fine to have like some details missing. nobody's gonna get mad at you, or like things that got like you got a little bit of paint on. Be kind to yourself. Nobody, I'm telling you right now, no fan of the hobby is going to get mad at you for being like, oh no, I have a millimeter of paint on this thing. You know, I mean, well, I say that. Me, I won't. If anything, I'll laugh at you and I'll show you. I'll laugh with you, slash, I'll laugh at myself and probably take the time to laugh at myself too and say, man, let me tell you, I sprayed these guys too heavily with my cheap ass primer, and that's why they're kind of their muddled details are there. Spent a little too much time probably outside, losing my mind. Okay, I need a little bit more, I guess. Right there. There we go. Cool. I'm not the best at painting 20 millimeter minis, but hey, that's okay. You don't have to be. You don't have to be, especially when like you're just, you know, playing for fun. Okay. Let me get a little bit more on the darker spots. We did move back to black. I apologize. I did not tell you guys that, because I know I'm probably being watched right now on somebody's lunch break, if I am being watched at all. But again, you don't do it for them, you do it for yourself. Look at that, man. I love the brass and the black look. I don't know what it is. I will always love the look. I'll always love that look. I think that's just one of the things that make the hobby interesting. And now I think it is time for the piece de resistance, which is we're going to use the marine mist here, which is that kind of like, if you ever played Dead Space, it's this like mixture between cyan, light blue kind of color. And I think we're going to be able to do the helmet here. Let me quickly grab out, and when I mean this, and I mean this really well, I need like a tiny brush. Like itty bitty. Here we go. If people could see this, I'd be surprised, but that's what we need right there. Something that small to be able to get into all those crevices. And we're not going to load up the brush too much, because if we do, it gets goopy, goes everywhere, and that's not what we want. But we just want just enough. Yeah, there we go. That's plenty. That's all we need. We don't need any more, because we're only going to do enough just to get the eye parts, right? Let me see here. Let me see here. There's a little bit more on that brush than I like. Okay. All right, moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bring my light closer because I have bad eyes. But we're going to be able to try to get this. Actually, let's first test out the consistency on this little guy right here. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Sorry about that, everyone. Forgive me. I probably should have looked to make sure that you guys weren't getting blocked. But I'm sometimes a bit of a fool. Okay, and then we go around the shotgun barrel here. There's a little hair or something like right. Okay. All right, back to what we were doing. Okay. All right. Don't hold your breath. Just breathe. Ready? Let's do the eyes. All right. Just want to do a little bit more. A little too much. Let me go back a little bit more. And I know some of you guys can't see it. I'm so sorry. Let me finish working on it, and I will gladly show you guys off the finished project. Forgive me. Alright, let me go grab him. Okay. There's like little vents and stuff that are around the armor. I would like to get those too. So we're gonna try to like... Ooh, goodness. My eyesight's hurting from how much I'm concentrating on this. Here, let me try this again. Oh no. Bristles might be a little tough. Let me wet these bristles really quick. Okay. Okay. Back to what we were doing. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay. All right, I think we're good. Let me show you guys what we have done. Let's see here. Does that not look cool or what? It looks really good. And once we do this, which will be super fun, I think it'll just... Once we do this, I think it'll be even better, guys. Promise. Mad trust. Ready? So we're going to go around. Let me get a little bit of the water off my brush first. Okay. So we're going to go around the little spotlight thing. Boom. Look at that. Very Dead Space. Very Dead Space. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, now we're going to go around the helmet here, but we're going to be careful to avoid what we just worked on. Boom. He looks so cool. We did try to do like the little plasma stuff on this side. I'm not necessarily sure if I'm feeling it or not. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely am feeling that though. Let me quickly do this though. Forgive me, I gotta put my hair up. Oh my gosh, the palette's drying out like in live time right now. Happens. I have not. I probably should. I definitely need to probably put more water in it, but let's see here. Man, oh man. All right. Sorry guys, haven't had a haircut in a while. My hair is really long. Very shaggy, dude. All right. Back to the grind. Now, so we went around the edges there with the helmet, which we just need to do a little bit more. Or, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, hear me out. Sometimes, you know, when you have a good idea, you gotta have to take it. What we're gonna go back to do, we're gonna put the blue lining around it again. Boom. That looks pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot more, I think. I think that's a little bit more of the, you know, caricature design, all 9 yards. All right, let's see here. Very nice. I think I'm going to go ahead and paint over these, and I might just let Dr. M go over that. But does that not look good or what, guys? I'm excited. That looks incredible. All right, now what do we do? I'm thinking for the charge handle, I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Honestly, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm also going to go around the edge of the barrel itself. Hey, the monkey boy. Thank you so much for the kind words. I think it's cool too. I really think it's rad. The best part about painting is that it's the ability to be able to I know I'm probably doing some like weird shit, and your guys are like, what in the hell are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just painting around the edges. Don't mind me, officer. Oh yeah, what we'll do is this too. We'll go through with the little bit of that, the teal, and we'll make it look like it's glowing. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, there needs to be a little bit of cleanup around the helmet, but I think it's gonna look good though. This guy's getting better and better. Oh shit! Dang it! Keep dropping him. Okay. Okay. So that, I think, is a good little prototype model for what we want to do, what we want to achieve. I'm a fan of that. He looks great. I think out of 10, I'd probably give him an 8. There's some stuff that I probably would want to improve upon, but other than that, I think he looks incredible. I'm excited for him. And now, what I'm going to do, because that is a prototype guy, I'm going to sit him down for a bit, and we're going to have our professional, aka my wife, who's a better painter than me, come back and kind of like she has like the pre-model of what she wants to do. I'm very happy with him though. I'd give him an 8. I think he's definitely really cool. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna give myself a brand new sheet. Well, I don't know. Let's see here. It's still wet, but it's not wet enough that I think it can't sustain more. Because I want to try out this brush-on primer that the Army Painter little kit has supplied us with. But I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to keep it fair. Very good results. Definitely, like, if you've ever played Dead Space, it looks just like his armor. Isaac Clarke's armor. I do know there's a little bit of white. I'm going to have to look back and see what I want to do with him. But this is a good prototype. I like him. And now we're going to move on to our guy that we have, brush-on prime. So this is my first ever time using a brush-on primer. I didn't even know that they existed. I'm familiar with rattle cans. I'm familiar with all that other stuff. Never knew that you could get a brush-on primer. But we're going to try it out anyways. I definitely want to give this guy, like, I kind of want to keep him relatively simple. So we'll go ahead and we'll give him the plate mail. We'll probably give him some plate mail, kind of like maybe some Byzantine kind of level stuff, like plate mail armor, maybe a little bit of some of the bronze kind of sprinkled in there as well. I've never used brush-on primer before, but I'm excited, so we'll see. So let's first start off with something simple. So we have the silver that we got from the Army Painter. Now we're going to just go, hold on, let me zoom in a little bit here. Now we're just going to go across the sword. Wow. Pretty good coverage. I think I only did like one coat across the whole model. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Guys, look how well that primer went across. All right. Oh. 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 That looks glorious. That is incredible. I forgot to get his legs a little bit. Man, this brush on primer is really freaking pulling its weight. Okay. Okay. Let's try the gold. I will say I've been working on a custodian that I have, and I was deciding between these two golds, and I didn't choose this one because I felt like it was too dark for our base coat that we have for one of our custodians that are on the channel that we're currently doing a prototype / try with. If you guys want to see what we're prototyping, it's this guy here. I don't want to show the back, but you can see it's very decorated. It is on the channel. It is a short. Go watch it. Come see it. Definitely interesting. But this is this. So standard glittering loot speed paint. Very good looking color. It did a good job with the color. So I'm a fan of it. But I'm excited to try out now the greedy gold. That's what I'm excited to try out. So now we're gonna do the greedy gold around, let's see. Let's start first with the hilt, right? You know, everybody knows hilts are usually gold. Huh. This one's a little runny. I wonder if I got enough on my brush. Let me do this really quick. I'm sorry, everyone. Huh, that's still really running. Let's see here. Let me grab a test model here. Maybe I just didn't add enough primer to it. I want to give this gold a fair shot. Let's see here. Oh, these are custodian proxies as well. We also have us printing them on the channel as well. Go check out that content. It's really good content. All right, let's see here. We'll do like this little part right here. Oh yeah, no, it's good. Oh no, it covers great. I think I just screwed up the brush on primer. Yeah, look at that. Wow. That looks really good. Man, I love Army Painter. Their stuff has always impressed me. I don't think I've ever not been impressed with their stuff at all. Like, never have I ever not been impressed. Dude, that looks so good. Let me see if I can zoom out and... there we go. Zoom in maybe a little bit there. Damn, it's a good job. Way to go, Army Painter. You made a gold better than most printing companies. Most painting companies could do. Mad impressed. Mad impressed. Definitely, let's see here. What's the difference? I mean, this has like 2 or 3 coats, I think, but that was also a speed paint. Coat shade, like the shades are themselves are relatively the similar aspect. I like this one, I think, a lot more too. But I mean, both go on really well. Shout out to Speed Paints. Fanatics, the range, I don't know. Every time I've touched one of their paints, I've always been impressed. I don't know what it is. They make incredible paints. I don't know what it is, man. They can't keep getting away with it, you know? Like, they can't keep making great paints and then, like, you know, they can't keep getting away with it. That's all I can say. All right. So now we're going to try out the Demonic Ure. We're going to try out this. I am actually curious now, since I've already kind of tested out one of my my custodians. I want to attempt something here. So we're going to try to attempt to make an orange. We're going to mix the colors. We're going to make an orange. This is I think it's 1 part Vallejo red, 2 parts Vallejo yellow. Maybe it might be 1 part each. I'm trying to remember. But the whole point is that they have nice kind of like red tan to it. These were, of course, the Koi Custodians that I'm working on making right now, which is a Koi themed, inspired custodian group of people. Basically, it's just orange paint splotched around a white model. But the missus and I both have done these pretty well. Also on the channel as well, you get to see the painting process between these two. And of course, I think for my added effect, I think I did better because I added the Xeon clouds. But that's what these two models are. There is, if you guys want to, you could go to that video through the shorts on my channel and tell me and her which one's better, because I think mine's better. But if you think hers is better, man, you got to defend her honor. I think mine's a little bit more kind of lighter. I don't necessarily, I like I know koi fish have, some of them do have like a dark spot kind of situation. I think I did too much yellow there. We'll see. Ready? All right, so here's the ketchup and mustard. Let's see here. Let's see how well it turns out. Ooh, that's a nice looking orange. It's more kind of like red than it is orange, What do we think? Let me see if what if I add just like a dot, just half a dot maybe. Let me try to add like half a dot of orange. Tiny bit more. Okay, there we go. And we'll add, because we don't want the paint thinners to be clogged, or we don't want our paint things to be clogged. And now let's add a little bit more of that red in there. Not bad. All right, let's try it out. Here's a model here. Well, this is more like that red. Ooh, I don't know. That's kind of like a scarlet. What do we think? I like it enough that I think it's like enough to where it adds like enough difference, but I think it's a little too red and not enough like orange, Just kind of a bummer. Wait, maybe you should paint some orange for a highlight color. Maybe you should paint. Wait, hold on. Maybe some paint an orange for a highlight color. Maybe that might be a good idea. Like a glaze, that could probably work. Honestly, I did like the orange that we originally had, which is over here, which I think, frankly speaking, let me brush out this again here. I do like the idea. Let me try this. So this is like the orange that we had right here that we made with just the one part red and the one part yellow. But even then, that's still very red. But you could still see like the scarlet kind of nodes of it, which is nice. But yeah, maybe we could try to do. The only problem is I wish I had an orange. That's like the one thing that I don't have. I do know that Army Painter makes oranges themselves, but I like to also, when I buy a kit like this, they talk about like your ability to create and be able to paint as many as you physically can. I will say I like the red enough because it's so vibrant and catchy that I think I do appreciate the red coloring a little bit more than I do, I think, appreciate the others. But maybe if we add, let's see here, because I just did straight demonic yellow. Maybe if we add like the inner light, it might relight up the color, So let's try that. This is a little, hold on. Let me see. Oh, there we go. All right, let's try this out. That might be a lot of red here. Let me cut it back again a little bit here. An orange highlight would probably do well, like a nice fade. I also thought about doing a nice fade as well. Oh my gosh, it looks like we're mixing ketchup and mustard. All right, let me see here. Come on. Come on, get there, please. I like that enough, I think. It's very, like, rosy, so let me show you. So let's see here. Let's grab a little bit and just... Very rose tinted, I think. But I think I like it a lot, too. I like that look. But maybe an orange highlight. I do agree with the idea of doing an orange highlight, though. Oh, it kind of dried into, like, a nice dull orange. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. That actually looks really good. Oh, man. Yeah, I like that a lot. All right. Okay. By the way, that's literally, hold on. Maybe for a captain, you can make him like a stabbing a Xeno on a spear. I thought about that. The captain, I've been looking at getting a Blade Champion model and trying to find some. These guys, they are designed to be proxies for custodians, for the Adeptus Custodes. The R happens. These guys are designed to be proxies for the Adeptus Custodes. That's, oh, well, it happens. We can fix it. It is what it is. So that's why they have like the spear guns, whole 9 yards, all that really cool stuff. All right, let me see if I can just try to... Let me see here. All right, we'll let our... So we don't have to entomb him in a dreadnought. We'll let our big guy here rest. Every once in a while, I drop a mini and it breaks. It kind of happens. It happens a lot, unfortunately. Oh, look at that gold on the shield, too. I like that. Ooh, Kitsunge would be pretty cool. Ooh, maybe that might be what I do next. Look at that bronze. All right, we'll leave him sitting here. Happens. And I'm also not worried because I can make several bajillion more of them. I have a whole plan of it. Like, how would the old Forge World back Templar's shield... Like, how would the old Forge World Black Templar's captain stabbing work? Oh, that's a good question. I know what you're talking about. I would really like that. I wish they would be able to make more stuff. I think the best thing I could probably do... Let's see here, because we have a bunch of these guys. I also need to probably sort through these as well. I don't necessarily know if I have a guy that can like show that he's doing a stab model. I would really think that would be cool. I think it would be cool and different enough where I think it would be fun to paint and build him. But the problem is that when playing with resin, you're kind of at the whim of spending several million years trying to like design stuff. And as someone who has designed stuff with resin, it's great. And it's so much fun, and it's every bit of the word of rewarding. Which, by the way, he's back. See, ta-da, he's fixed. But daggum, like spending several hours trying to sit there in front of a computer, model and design, it's a pain. These guys, of course, are not my creation, nor are the little Navy Breachers that we're doing. These are all guys that I was able to pick up from going to random sites, Colts 3D, My Mini Factory, any site that I think you can get an STL, which is like basically a shorthand word of saying like a Warhammer miniature file. It's pretty good. These guys as well, you have a body of like a Scout Marine with... I really like the rapiers. I actually kind of want to try this out. So we're going to try out the gold here on this, and I want to see how well the gold paint takes. It takes very well, actually. Ooh, takes really well. Okay. So one of the things that I also am a very big proponent of on is blending. So how does it work if I blend this with this? Let's see, shall we? So I really like the idea of blending stuff because I think blending will make a really cool looking thing if you can try to get it to play nice. But look at that. That might actually make a really cool looking weapon. Let me zoom out. They do. So these are Puppets War minis. You can get them if you're a big printer guy. If you're a printer guy like I am, you could get them from any site. The rapiers and the helmets and the guns, I think, all cost separately. However, I think you can actually get the rapiers and the helmets come together. But I really like the way these guys look. I was going to do an Expedition 33 kill team with these guys, which I still might do it. But the problem is that my palette is starting to dry out. What time is it right now? It is 1:38. How long have I been doing this for? 77 minutes? Okay. We probably got another minute or two maybe to paint another model and then probably call her quits. For now, because I have to go pick up family members from the airport. So yeah, that's what we'll do. I definitely need to get another sheet too. Here, let me see if I can try to No, she's gone. She's gone! Never to return! Alright, I want to try... You know what? Just for my homeboy, SH Paul here. Look, this little guy that we're making right now, we're going to make him into a Black Templar. Why not? I think they're actually Black Templar. Oh, no, they're not Black Templars. They're Korvaxes. Or they're, not Blood Ravens. Fuck. Dark Ravens or whatever they're called. I should know their names. Not a real Warhammer fan. But yeah, we're going to make this guy a Black Templar, because we can. And then what we're going to do is, again, get some Army Painter Black. Let's do this. Ooh. Let's see here. So this is the Fanatic that we have, but it kind of looks smeary. Let's go back to the, where is it? Oh, right here. Let's go back to the speed paint. It kind of looks a little smeary. I don't necessarily like smeary, but I do like speed paint. I am a bit of a hoe for a speed paint, guys, if you should know about me. Let's see here. Man, that actually does really good coverage. And if you're asking T-Mac, why are you using white when you're trying to... You could just prime the mini black, right? You don't have to use a white. You're right, I don't. The reason I'm using a white is because it's a lot of times easier for speed paints to like go over a white, and you're able to kind of get a lot more detail with that as well. Just touched that sword on complete and utter pure accident, like a fool. Whoops. Okay. My water is also like this weird pink color. Looks like a slushy from a establishment. Looking like the MF and slushy from Sonic. All right. Not sponsored. Because also speed paints too can do this really good at looking effect. Maybe for the base, make it look like a side of Terra, like they're on the streets. Yeah, that'd be a cool idea. I've been looking into doing it like they're on a beach. Actually, that's where I'm looking at doing and trying to figure it out. I actually have a few of the 3D renders of like what I want on my computer, but I don't have access to be able to show you that. But I have them kind of standing on a beach somewhere. I have like water crashing around them. That's kind of where like I was going with the idea of them having like a nice base for the Koi Stoties. These guys, I have no effing idea what I want to do with them. I think I just had them kind of for testing and painting models, which honestly probably works better. Now that I'm kind of familiar with the black speed paint, now that I'm familiar with their game, I'm a little bit more confident to be able to use them. Sorry, Black Speed Paint. I was not familiar. Fanatic Paint. I was not familiar with your game. Forgive me. Wasn't familiar with the game, dog. Literally now, like, hey man, it's just skill issue. Paint better. Okay. That looks great. Ugh, look at that. He got a boot. Dope, like a Siege Warfare. Yeah, that'd be cool. There's a lot of stuff, like, for a mini to look thematic you gotta do as well. It's very interesting. There's a lot of stuff I'm excited about, specifically with my mini painting. I'm really stoked about it. It'll be good, I think, but we'll definitely get ooh. This is such a nice looking paint, dude. I'm so shocked on how well this paint turns out. Man, the Fnatic line really do be just incredible. Okay. Here, let me turn this down. Maybe paint them like pink flowers on them on 3D and print them. That could be a good idea. I've thought about printing out some petunias and stuff. There is a way. You also can, like, one of the interesting things about Warhammer as well is that you don't, for resin stuff, like, minis relatively are okay for resin, but like trying to do like other small stuff too kind of is hard. That doesn't necessarily mean you can't do it. One of the things I was looking at doing was you could also buy flower, like little flower things on bases at any like little hobby store as well. Or of course you could just crush up leaves and make it look like that. But I do like the idea of doing pink flowers. I do think the pink does contrast the models that much that I think it would do a really good job. This guy, I don't know what, I definitely would give him something pretty on his base. Make it look like he's exploring like an unconquered Earth for Terra. I feel like that's something the Black Templars would do. Searching for candidates during their Infinite Crusade, or whatever it's called. It's not the Great Crusade. No, that's not the Great Crusade. That's Horus Heresy. Looks really good. I'm not familiar. I was never really familiar with black stuff, but every once in a while the black can cease to amaze me. Okay. All right. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. Okay. What time is it right now? Okay. Cool. So after this guy, I think we'll have just enough time to do a wrap up, closing remarks. Then we'll go pick up my family from the airport. Okay. Been an overall pretty successful stream. Wish we could do more. Hopefully eventually we can. Definitely been wanting to do more. If you guys do like this content, and I'll of course talk about this as well, we are a small, and when I say we, I talk about me and my wife. We're a small little Warhammer, like painting, mini painting, you know, YouTube channel. I am T-Mac. That is who I am. It's kind of what I've always been a part of. This is, you know, the joke is that I'm an independent contractor, so I work a lot from home. My wife is a doctor, like an actual healthcare professional. And we got into Warhammer when we started dating. I was kind of into it beforehand, not necessarily as much, but once we dated and we really, you know, gelled with each other, we got into the hobby together, and it's been kind of history ever since for the both of us. But if you do like this content and you like, you know, common kind of, little bit of, comfort painting slash, community painting stuff, and you're wanting to just be a part of a community, or if you're like, hey, I don't know anything about Warhammer and I'm terrified to get into it because there's 7 bajillion ways that you can get into it, you're always free to hit me up on my messages. Go into one of my shorts. You don't even have to watch the short or anything like that. Just, ask questions to the short. I'll be, I'd love to answer and all that other stuff. We're here about making the hobby a comfortable and safe space for everybody involved. And when we say everybody, we mean everybody. We're here to make this a community space. And that's kind of what we're doing. I really, really, really love Warhammer. I think it's a great thing for people to get into, and I am excited to share the hobby with everybody, not just a handful of people. And if you like the content and if you're interested in stuff, always subscribe, like, hit notifications, whole 9 yards. We had a goal set that I knew that I would keep doing this, or if I could keep doing this, I would quit my job doing independent contracting and would start YouTube. Well, I'm at 200. I'm at 200 subscribers now. That was my yearly goal that I set for myself this year, which I was excited about. I think 214 or something like that, which is very exciting for me. I never thought I would actually, have that. But if you like the content, you're interested in the content, you're excited to see more of it, please subscribe, and just get the note out there that there is somebody here for you in your corner. And yeah, I will always answer any questions and if you have any interesting things that you want to talk about. And it could be anything. It could be from lore, it could be from painting schemes. It doesn't have to be just Warhammer related. Heck, if you want to, you could come talk to me about whatever tickles your fancy. And if I don't know about it, I will gladly would love to learn more about it. So yeah, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to, make a bunch of money and leave. I'm not here to, be a part of that. At the end of the day, I care about the community building aspect before I care about any other stuff. That's kind of why I'm here. I think the Warhammer community can be kind of mean sometimes. And I think that we need more people to be kind. And that's why I'm here making content and making a fool out of myself. I am not a professional painter. As you can tell, this model is not necessarily the prettiest thing in the world. But I also don't claim to be a professional painter, nor do I really want to be a professional painter. I think the hobby itself has a lot of pro painters. I am not one of them. And that's what makes the hobby special, is when the human being picks up a paintbrush and says, you know what? I'm going to sit down and I'm going to paint some models today. And does it. And yeah, there's kind of a... Wait, hold on, and there is a... kind of a Black Templar work in progress right there for you. That being said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching the content. Thank you. If you subbed during any time of this, I don't think I saw any subs. If you did sub during the time of this, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Every sub gets us closer to that goal of getting a chance to one day do this full time. And also on top of that, you're not going to regret joining a community of people that are just kind and, encouraging. And that's what this is about. With that being said, I know that we haven't had a lot of time together. I'm sorry. I wish we would. Frankly, I wish I could give you guys more time. I would love that. But with all that being said, I appreciate you guys again for watching my content. I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys commenting and all of that other good stuff. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you guys have a good time. And I will see you later. Bye.